Hiya, folks. How we doing? How we doing tonight? Thursday night. You know what that means. Throwback Thursday. We are firing up the GameCube. Let's do this. So good. It's so good. Oh, I will never get tired of that. So, if you are watching this Thursday night stream for the first time, Thursday nights we've been playing some Metroid Prime. Nice throwback classic. I can't hear it at all now. It's a little bit better. Gets too something like that. If it gets too loud, just let me know. But we are making our way through. We are now more than 50% of the way through, and that's with items and everything. I honestly think we are much further than that for the storyline. We are now about to collect some Chozo artifacts to get into the crater. So we're getting into the end game. We have pretty much almost all the major power-ups. I think we're still missing Screw Attack. And we're missing the Ice Beam, like, super missile power. But pretty much everything else we have, which is exciting. So it really is kind of in the end game now. I said at the end of last stream that I think we maybe have 2, maybe 3 more streams of this, which is exciting and also, you know, a little sad to see it all end. But the good news is I do have my old copy of Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. That's what it's called, Echoes. So we will be playing that shortly. Probably take a little bit of a break in between Metroid Prime and Metroid Prime 2. I think I said before I want to play some other games on here. Might get back to the Pokemon Legends game that we've been playing. Maybe something completely different. I don't know. But I wanna explore a little bit before I jump. Oh man, I forgot we got the suit. It's so good. Such a cool suit. The Phazon suit. Anyways, I wanna try some new stuff out on Thursdays. Maybe play some classic games that I have on Steam. Really get that Throwback Thursday going. If you have some ideas on what games you'd like to see me play, feel free to either drop them in the suggestion box on my Twitch page, or you can always say it in stream as well. I'm happy to take a look at what you guys are thinking about. Chances are it's right up my alley, so let's see. How do we want to go back here? Chosen Rune South. I need to get back there. So maybe doing that elevator real quick would be a good thing. All right. Hoop, hoop, hoop. Poop. Every week, I feel like I need to reacquaint myself with this control scheme and kind of how to jump and everything. Right. All right. So that was the door I came through. Oh man, I hope y'all are having a great week. Great Thursday. Classes I teach are on spring break. Can't get better than that. So I have had pretty much the week off. It's been very nice. So I hope you have had a similarly nice week for yourself. I know there's a way to get up there. Because there's even a door. Maybe I really just can't do it until I have the screw attack. Yeah, supposedly this is getting a remaster for the Switch sometime this year. Although I kind of hope that they just re-release all three of them. I do wonder, I know I sound like a broken record at this point. I wonder if they're going to make any updates to the control scheme or even the mechanics of the game. Okay, so that would give me Talon overall. That's actually where I want to go. Oof. Oh, but I do have the plasma beam now, so I can unlock something else. So that will be fun. Maybe I'll do that. Memory serves, this is a save room? Yeah. I should actually just be sure about this. Let's go to the world map. Let's go back over here. So that's the one I went to, so... Okay, this is the other one. Yeah, it doesn't bring me any... No, that's not the one I went to. I wonder what's up there. That's the one I want to come to. And I think I... just went down that way. So then the next elevator would be here. You know, which actually isn't that far, but it might make sense to quick do whatever the plasma beam thing is over here. It's probably a power up of some, you know, a missile upgrade or something. Where are they? Alright. Boom. Super easy with an actual X-ray. Or the X-ray visor, I should say. Close. Now. Alright, and one more. Forget exactly what I need to do here. just go up here. How do I get up there? No. Yep. Put it. There we go. Chozo Bowling. I'd play that game. I'd play Chozo Bowling. Okay, that's not how we do it. So maybe it's yeah, okay. Just need to walk. I think we did the ice beam already. I should double check about that. Ooh. Ooh la la. Ha ha ha! It's an artifact. Perfect. Don't need to backtrack. See, this is what I'm talking about, folks. This is why we do the things we do. Of world. 10th of 12. Alright. Good to know. Any fun Chozo lore? Doesn't look like it. Oh, it's okay. Alright. Well, that was fun. I do think it actually makes sense to go back through now to the elevator that we kind of bypassed here. Because that's going to get us pretty darn close. Alright, I gotta... Kapooey! And almost. Alright, I guess I'm gonna have to blow up a couple more. Oh, I should save. I have learned my lesson from the last couple times I've played this. Alright. I think this is taking me where I want to go. I hope. Am I right? Yes, I'm right. Okay. It's always scary. Right, we should be able to go over ship. Just bob and weave a little bit here. So far, so good. Can't catch me, coppers. And now we're at the landing site. Alright, Root Cave is then definitely another artifact. The fact that it's behind a plasma beam door. It's gotta be. Alright, and I think it's just up here. Alright, I cannot double jump that. So I was wondering. Man, I wish I had a dash. Or at least run. Something other than the casual walk that we do. I don't know why I haven't gone here yet. It's just a missile door. Come on. I love this motif of like it's like my visor. All right. There you go. All right. It's fun. Do. Bump. Artifacts, blah, blah, blah. Space pirates, yeah. It's just funny because they've already the space pirates have already been in contact with Metroid Prime. Can we get a cutscene here? Which means, hey, yo, what up? Are all my sounds down? I can never get the levels of this this game right the first try. I'm in the hood. Yeah, I don't know. I was skeptical about my hair. Skeptical about my hair. I didn't want to wear a hat, so I put the hood up. I don't know. I'm pretty quiet. Oh, shoot. All right. I'll turn it up a little bit. I'm always scared. I'm getting, yellow bars and yellow bars on my my whatchamacallit, my audio box. But I never know what that actually means for y'all. So yeah. I it just seems like it's always got to be in yellow. I don't know. So I've turned it up a bit. Let me know if it's still a little quiet. All right. So I think we are the Grove. I honestly, I should probably rate this. I know I could just look this up, but pen doesn't work. It's the best stream. Best of all streams. Grove. Look it up on the map later. Cool. Oh, okay. I've done truth. You're nothing. Tower. Vendrana. Wait, so do I not get that one? Shoot. So if you get artifacts before scanning them, I guess you don't get the artifacts entry. Shrine Magnor. Sun Chamber. How many are there? 12? Ooh. Nice. Nice. Glad it sounded better. Hey, thanks again for playing with us on Monday. That was super fun. It showed us what what a true ghost hunter is actually like. Okay, so I did do that one. There are others here. Here's one. I don't know about that. You're quick with some of those knowledge little things about how the game works, which is always a good thing. We're goofing off way too much to have to remember that stuff. Tunnel. Is that in Vader's Mind? Depths of their greed. Okay, so is that in the tunnel? Must be in the mines. What others? Did I get all of them? I got them all. Maybe. Nope. Light Tower Ruins. Artifact of Life Giver. So how many do I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I just put 2 in. Does that make sense? I thought there were 12. Where's this one? Well, I guess we'll have to get started, and then we'll figure it out from there. Hell yeah, I'm ready for the new Pokemon. I just saw it the other day. Starters look interesting. I'm usually a fire starter, but honestly, I don't know. I gotta see the evolution of that one. I'm not sure if I'm feeling the Crocodile. Sprigatito looks really fun, and then I'm a sucker for a duck in a hat, so yeah, I just some of those starters. I mean, honestly, the starters are hot and cold with me sometimes, and sometimes I like the base starter, but then I hate the evolutions. Perfect example of that would be shoot, what's his name? Serperior? The one that evolves from, was it Snivy? I don't like the look of it. I really don't. But I like Snivy. I think that's a really cute kind of starter Pokemon. So I don't know. It's what it is. But alright, I want to go into Root Cave for sure. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. It looks like it's open world. They said, but like actually open world, more so than like Sword and Shield. I think they said that the towns won't have like traditional borders like boundaries like they did in the past. So that's exciting. Really kind of feels like they're blending a little bit of the Legends, Let's Go, and Sword and Shield kind of all together, which is good. I think that would be good. How are you feeling about the starters and the whole kit and caboodle? Man, I always forget that I do have the grapple beam. Alright, so so powerful. So much power. You might sit this one out. That's fair. That's fair. And the thing is, like, the trailer that they gave us was just also just like really weird. So I'm excited, you know, kind of tentatively just to see what's it gonna be about. But at the same time, they've given us almost nothing. So yeah, they are pumping it out. I do hope that we don't necessarily fall into the kind of and we're already kind of doing that with Sword and Shield, but the trap of DLC, you know, where we get half a game and then we're like, okay, for another full game price, essentially, you can have the rest of the game. I don't like that. So I don't mind if they're pumping them out, but they're not. But it's a full game, you know. All right, man, that was a fall and a half. Let's see. Edition of the X-ray visor stuff. Whenever you feel like there's, if you're paying full price for a game, especially a quote-unquote AAA title or whatever, you should be getting the game. You should be getting the full game. You know, add-ons and whatnot that like actually I don't hate all DLC. I guess that's what I'm getting at. I don't hate all DLC, but it shouldn't be a broken half game. Maybe I need to actually just like turn the visor off when I'm making that last jump. Because I just don't know what's going on there. I don't even know what it looks like. Do I get the screw attack after fighting Ridley? Is that what it is? I'm like really trying to remember the end of this game. I vaguely remember the boss, you know, the last boss fight, and that's about it. I honestly don't remember most of this game. Okay, maybe I turn this off. There we go. Man, it was just a missile upgrade. Hashtag not worth it. Alright. Well, that was fun. I did get 2 missile upgrades, I guess, in that. Alright, I guess we'll go to Magmoor. It's amazing that there's not fall damage in this. That definitely should have hurt me. did not. Ha ha ha. Looking for the scans. Alright, so in Magmore, we have a lake, a shrine. We gotta get to. A lake and a shrine. So maybe we'll strategize before we dive in here. Lake. Lava lake. Ooh. Okay, so that's that way. And then where's the shrine? Fires. Shores. Fire station. Monitor. Storage cavern. Trail. I swore they said that there was a shrine. In Magmore. That's my processing. Shoot, I don't know where that is. There is a... Oh, you know what? Haha, there's a door up there. Maybe that's where it is. Let's do that first, I guess. So which way? That is to my left. Yeah. Oh, I like that idea, Debbie, of inertial dampeners. Yeah, because, I mean, obviously, the suit... You know what? It's amazing. I can survive Phazon, no issue. But I cannot get on fire very easily with this stuff. I think that my suit was able to. I like the idea of inertial dampers, though. Especially with, like, the space boot stuff. Missile launchers over here. I guess we're about to find out. Look like it. Nothing yet, at least. Maybe I'm thinking of a different area. Cool. Alright, so then I need to go up here. And here. Did I already do that? I actually don't know. No, I didn't. Ooh, yeah, I think that kind of makes sense, right? It's like it's obviously made to take a beating, like physically, And now I have, like, these enhancements to resist. Here's the shrine. All right. These crazy, like, radiation exposure stuff. But, like, maybe it's like a life support issue, right? Like, my life support system literally just can't handle the heat. The temperature or something like that. Maybe that's something like that. Yeah, I kind of like the Kevlar analogy. Because, like, we know this suit is tough as nails, right? Chozo artifact. Obviously better than whatever these guys have. That's fun. There's a scan. That could be fun. All right, so now we're going back the way we came. Because the other thing was, the other place was in the other direction. I know, I'm gonna swim in some lava for a second. Is this the way? This is the way. Is it the way? Nope, not the way. That's close. Here? Man, I'm excited to play through the second one here. Second Metroid Prime. And then I gotta find a way to play the third one. I was gonna target. I really do hope that if they were to remaster the first one, which is supposedly happening this year, they would take the time to just do all three. Well, I know they'll do all three because it's an easy way to make some money. People love these games. But it would be great if they bundled all three together. I guess let's put it that way. Hello, Rainbow Cake. How you doing? Now, is this Rainbow Cake or is this Rainbow Cake 2, the imposter? I assume it's the OG. I assume it's the real deal. Ooh. Doors are hard. Yeah, honestly, it would be very dangerous to give that man your Twitch account. Did I go the wrong way? Yeah, no, he would totally do that in the blink of an eye. It's not even a question. If I'm doing all right, how are you doing, Rainbow Cake? You enjoying your week so far? Pasta night, nice. It was Chinese takeout night for myself. What kind of pasta you have? It could be jelly if it's gnocchi. Love me a good gnocchi. He's taking all the damage. I mean, that's kind of the fun part of this part in the game, right? It's like, it's not like I have to beat a lot of enemies right now. It's just like getting through the level to get to the different points. The twisty shape one, there's a couple of those. But I like it. It sounds fun. There's one point last year that Phaser tried to convince me that the shape of the pasta influenced the taste of the pasta. And I thought that was really silly. I'm not supposed to go here, am I? Oh. That the shape of the pasta determines taste or like influences taste? I think that is, well, I don't know. I'm also a person that says there's no such thing as bad pizza, so my food opinions should probably stay to myself, maybe. Yeah, try and get Cobra on here. I want to hear his thoughts. I love a good non-sequitur food discussion. Is this Lava Lake? No, Triceratops Pits. I need to go up there to Lava Lake. Oh, leave it off. Boo! Boo magic. I mean, magic is I can jump over that? I think that was the first time I ever realized that. Yeah, I mean, it's probably true that, like, there's some mind games going on, but, like, I don't think it actually tastes different. Right? If I close my eyes. Now, slightly bad analogy because I know I can like determine shape from mouthfeel. I swore to myself I was never going to say mouthfeel on stream. Yeah, here I am. Making a mockery of the oath I swore. What? Saw sticks differently. I mean, yeah, I feel like if you get some nooks and crannies, right, it's definitely gonna be a little bit different. Oh, that's good. Okay. So now here's the question. How do I break it open? Is it one of these? Yep. Yeah. Well, surface area. I feel like it's the volume to area ratio, right? If you have a lot of surface area to volume, you get more saucy pasta. Saucy pasta. Whereas, where's that getting me? Yo, what up, DJ Horsey Horse? Why do you regret this? Why would you ever say that? Why would you say that? Pasta is great, and it's surface to area ratio discussions of pasta. It's right up your alley. Oh, come on. You don't like 3 to 4? Old school. How's Elden Ring, by the way? I'm trying to decide whether I would like playing Elden Ring. Because we've already talked about this. Dark Souls is not exactly my cup of tea, and yet it looks fun. Yeah. Yeah, I just feel like I don't know if I would regret the purchase, but I haven't tried Bloodborne. Okay, it's one of the easier Souls. I mean, all I've played is Dark Souls, the original, or I guess remastered or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. No, kind of. All right. Well, dissension in the ranks here. I will. Is Sun Tower one? I should be crossing these off. All right. So we got Shrine in Magmoor. We got Lake of Magmoor. So I got Sun Chamber, Grove, and Light Tower here, I think. So Sun Chamber's there. Sun Tower. Can I do Sun Tower? Go up. I am taking notes because I don't feel like... Oh, what the heck is this? Oh, shit. I really don't feel like opening up the journal every time I need to go to the next site. Although I am pretty sure I missed at least 2 of these things. Cordite. Is that just one of these? Nope. Easier because it's open world, bosses are just as hard. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that sounds cool. Maybe I'll give it a try. I don't know. Maybe I'll wait just a little bit. Okay, so that's 2. Is there a third somewhere? Yeah. Maybe over here. No. Yeah, that's what I was seeing. Is it out on PS4 at all? I know it's on PS5. I do not have a PS5, as with I feel like most of the world. It is? Okay. Well, maybe I'll try that. What are you? Okay, evidently I already had him. I was gonna say maybe if I get it, I'll move the PS4 down here to my desk in the basement and stream it. But honestly, I don't know if I could handle the embarrassment of trying to stream a Souls game. Oh no! I'm just I mean, yeah. I'm embarrassed sometimes by the ish I do on this stream, so oh, well, look at that. Alright. Are you okay? Where are you at? It's weird. Da 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 ba 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 da ba da. Alright, there is most definitely. Where you at? Switch. Switch. I'm over here. Okay, so that one's gone. Hooper scoop. Get you. Two left? Is there two? I think there's two. Is that the last one? Hey, what up? What's the last one? What's an EVA? I don't know. Fighting a big butt munch. Chozo ghost spirit things. Rainbow Cake, did you see new Pokemon? Evangelion? I have not actually watched that. I know I should. I have been told. Okay, so that was Sun Chamber. So I'm looking for Grove and Light Tower. Yeah, I've heard it's just kind of buck wild. So I know I should watch it. Yeah, that's also what I've heard. Ruined Fountain. Yeah, Rainbow Cake. New Pokemon coming out. Could be interesting to see what it's like. What are you? It's interesting. Okay, Tower of Light. Where's the Grove? Just sorry, folks. I don't want to like backtrack through here like 3 times, so I'm kind of taking my time mapping things out a little bit here. Vault, Plaza, Nursery, Gallery, Shrine. You know what? Grove might be in the overworld? Maybe that's... Yeah, okay. So where are we going? Tower of Light. And then that. Okay. Sure. Ow. Ow. Gonna get hit in the poison pit. going the right way? Ruin Fountain, yes. No. Gathering Hall. I meant to go to the other one. Dang it. Right. At least they don't lock the doors anymore. That was always the worst when it like forced you to fight some of these guys. Yeah, I thought about that. I just don't know if I'm willing to pay $60 for one or two new people tuning in. I don't know. I've thought about that though. It's part of the reason that I was doing Pokemon Legends for a little bit there. I still might continue doing that. Honestly, I really do. I find the game, like, surprisingly... Not surprisingly. It's fun. I just wish it was a little bit more polished. I don't think it's a controversial opinion to say that the graphics are a little bit less than one might desire. It's just like a few little things, but man, these guys are everywhere. Oh, like some canon explanations to the Morph Ball thing. I had heard from a developer kind of standpoint, the reason they did a ball was it was so much easier to animate in the original game than compared to trying to like crawl or anything like that. Yeah, I don't know if there is like a true canon explanation on how it all works, other than Chozo technology, right? I stay away from fan theories when possible. Hello, there's something around here somewhere. I can hear it. Oh. God, I'm dumb sometimes. Have you tried the big hole? I actually really like the animation between Morph Ball and first-person shooter here. I think it's smooth, and I think it's quick enough that it feels fluid, which is really kind of nice. Okay, so there is definitely... Oh, I have the suit now, the gravity suit, so I can now go... Just like that. Hello. Alright. So that's Light Tower. So I guess we'll go back to the overworld. Pardon me. And see if I can find the Grove. And then go to Phandrana Drifts. And then I think the only other one is going to be in the Phazon Mines. Which might be a bit of a pain to get back to, but no, not as much. Where's the Grove? It's almost Friday. It's always fun. Falls? Oh, man. It's almost Friday. We're close. Close enough. It is Friday. Nah, man. I mean, okay. I guess for all intents and purposes, it's basically Friday. Grove. Yo, what up, Cindy? Dylan. I don't know where this Grove is. Oh, you know. Killing it. Spring break! Spring break! Loving the spring break, you know? I wish I could put a marker. I mean, temperature doesn't... Spring break is a state of mind, of course. 40C, we got problems. Like here in River City. I don't think that's true, Rainbow Cake. I just don't think that's true. And if it is, I don't want to live in this timeline anymore. Where's the Grove? Right, the control tower is where I need to be for Phandrana, and then something edge. Edge tunnel, Phandrana's edge. That's really far away. What's the closest elevator? Magmoor Cavern South. Alright, let's go back to the ship. Perpetual spring break? What does that even mean? Does life have meaning if you're perpetually on break? I mean, I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that face. You're right. You're throwing my words right back at me. State of mind. You're right. You know, you're right. When you're right, you're right. What the heck is the Grove? Just gonna do a quick. Entrance. No grove here. I long for retirement. I feel dumb. I know I've seen Grove. Life Grove. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Where is that? Phase of Mines East. Shows a ruin south. Oof. Doof. Okay, let's do it. Let's go. We're gonna do it. I don't know what's going on in chat right now, and at this point, I'm too scared to ask. Is this anything? Is that how I do it? Yeah. Hey, Cinderlin, now you are. So thanks for that. Talking about getting more views. No one's gonna get more views here if you keep talking about eating horse meat. At what point do I have to approach them? This is the point. This is the point. Just wanted to make sure they look a little bit different close. I suck. Let's try that again. You know what? Cinderlin, if you don't have the courage to Google it, you shouldn't be able to ask it on stream. I gotta sit here and think about this stuff. This is the worst. Oh. I mean, Twitch is a very good place, unfortunately, to have that answer. I don't know what I'm doing here. What am I doing? Oh, duh. Yeah, There may be. You guys all really enjoyed when I was jumping through water before, right? We wanted more of that? That's what I heard. We wanted more of that good content of jumping through water. Well, boy howdy do I have a good surprise for you. We're gonna jump through some more water. Do you jump through a lot of water? A Souls game? Oh yeah, don't know how I feel about that. I was watching someone go through New Blighttown a while back, and I'm just like, I don't know if this is the one for me. Nope. No, I didn't. Rainbow Cake. Nope. Man, I'm good. Thanks. Cheeky bastard. I am not the sentiment of my objection is not of one where I think I should have a controlling stake in how he treats his body. It's simply I don't condone eating people flesh. What is going on in chat? Like, what what did I do? What did I do to deserve this? I suppose I do need a mod, but here's the thing. There's like 5 or 6 of y'all. Like, I don't know if I'm at the point where I want to mute anyone yet. And to be quite honest, the instigator is who I probably would have put as the mod. Sindolin. No. No. Horse, I don't know if I would ever mod you. That's nothing personal. That seemed aggressive. This is good clickbait content. I would agree with that. Would they come in for that? Would they then stay for the good content? Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, I think we're close. Man, this works a whole lot easier the 8th time around. Ah, poop. Where am I? Yeah, bugs are cool. Good source of protein. I think the thing for me is I just don't know if I want to, like, see the bug as the food. Here we go, that. I'm not looking to eat crickets on a stick kind of thing. You know, cricket kebabs. That is not cup of tea. Hey, alright, we're in the room. We're in the room where it happens. Alright, so I need to go to the top of this thing, I believe. Yes. Is it, well, is it on, Amazon Prime Movies or whatever? I think there's less of a chance they encourage you're gonna stream something, do it through that. Or so I have heard. Sense. It is on Prime. Hot dog. Movie night. I don't know if I've ever seen The Fly. I'm a little scared to ask or look up a synopsis for said movie. Oh, right. I forgot about this place. That's where I got the X-ray visor. Which you probably need to find out where the heck this thing is. Oh, okay. So it's the Metamorphosis, but with a little bit more sci-fi flair. Probably a little less Kafka-esque. Ah, come on. Bah. I don't want to get off this place. I want to get off this roost. Took me a little bit to get up here. Oh, shoot. Jeff Goldblum? Alright, now I'm in. Now I'm in. Maybe we can make this happen. Me and Rook do Sunday night movie night, so Maybe this is the next movie we get to pick. Ooh. Horse coming in with very strong opinions about something that I feel other folks have very strong opinions about. I mean, I need you to define what a date night movie is. Because we've watched some interesting films for date night then. I mean, is John Wick date night material? I think it is. That didn't help. Alright, where would that be? If I were a Chozo artifact, where would I be? Very much. That's how I feel. Independence Day wasn't bad, by the by. It just wasn't great. I mean, who could forget fantastic line readings like Welcome to Earth? Everybody loves that. Oh, I have not seen the new one. I was talking about the old one. What were you talking about? Were you talking about the new one or the old one? Oh, the new one? I don't know. I thought you were talking about the old one. It was like, ooh, 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 ooh. That is one spicy opinion. There's gotta be something around here somewhere. What shows up here? I honestly don't know where this thing is supposed to be. I mean, it's gotta be in the water? Yes. Yes. Something. Hello. Okay. There it is. Got it. Hey, we got there. Took a little bit, but we got there. Ooh, we're getting something. back to the impactor crater. I don't think we have 12, do we? Blech. Jump on this thing. Alright, so that just means that I have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's 4, 5. I'm missing 2. I don't know where it is. It belongs in a museum. No, I ain't stealing artifacts. Yeah, evidently they wrapped filming on Indiana Jones 5. The article that I read about it, or the article I saw about it, I did not read it. It was just like, you know, filming wraps on this long-awaited sequel. And it was like, oh, long-awaited by whom? Who asked for this? After the 4th one? I don't know if anyone asked for another one. I think it was done. I think it'd be cool if, I didn't mind it, it just, I don't know. I've only seen 1 and 3, I haven't seen the second one. I would love to see Indiana Jones kind of almost become a little bit like a James Bond-esque kind of thing. Where it's like a story that just kind of continues to be told. And there's no, like, canonical version of it. There's just multiple Indiana Jones. I think that could be fun. Alright, so I'm going to Phantrana Drifts. How am I going to get there? Actually, before I do that, I should do the Phazon Mines. Shouldn't I? Yeah, Marion is far too young when they had a fling. Like, not cool. So, that's fun. Again, one of these nice little things that we could kind of retcon a little bit if we had multiple versions and stories and such. It's just one of those choices I won't understand why it was made. Go into the mines. Moonrise, moonrise. Alright, so we got 1 in the tunnels, and then I don't know where the other 2 are. I guess we'll have to go back to the shrine. Where are we going for this? We are going... down. We are going... Where are we going? Quarantine... Chambers... Fungal Hall... Quarantine... Phazon Mining Tunnel. Who's up here? Turret Quarantine. Just wonder if there's a way to shortcut this. Green. The answer is no. Yeah, that's what I have heard as well. I've heard a similar story, and I'm just like, that's not funny. It's just, I don't know. I don't know why that thought process was deemed appropriate. Here's the thing. Should I save? Like, we probably don't need to save, right? Yeah, we should probably save. I think that's heavily implied with the behavior of the students. At the same time, he also seems a little off-put by it in that first movie, at least. So, could go either way, I guess. I don't know. It's just icky. It didn't need to be like that. Excuse me. Pretty sure I can go over there. Yoink. Now here's a question. Can I... that is a platform. Okay. It's one of these, like, I never quite know if I'm going the right way or not. Nope. Nope. Alright. What, Alright. Sure. Palpatine. What? Cobra? What are you doing? I heard you were playing Magic. My big question. Does the shape of pasta influence the taste? I don't think it is. I have never been so brutally dismantled as I have right now. How dare you? See, I don't think so. I think it just psychologically influences what we think the taste is like, but I don't think there's any difference in the taste. I saw Scoop. Scoop? You Scoop. What are you talking about? Where are we scooping? I will admit that surface area to volume ratio does affect how much sauce you have. What we think the taste is no. Nah, man. There is objective taste, yeah? I don't think it's fully subjective. Should be here. Check the map. That's fair. All these things are fair. But I mean, like, you could make several different pastas from the same dough. Presumably, dough is dough, right? Axis goes down or up? Oh god. So I want to go Fungal Hall. So I guess I gotta go. Ah! These levels on the map, they're killing me. Screw it. Sure. No, I understand that like some dough is better for certain pastas than others, but like presuming that you could make several, you know, say angel hair spaghetti and fettuccine from the same dough. Right, where am I going? Bum. Wonder if I can do this. Nope. This is where run through. This is fast. I'm scared to agree to do anything regarding your chat because I know what your chat sometimes. Take it out. Let's take a look. Take a look at what this fool is sending me. I don't do I have to? Thanks. This is my favorite. Let's see if I can. Thank you. This is everything I wanted to be on screen. It's the worst. Alright, that was fun. I'm glad you said cackling, because I feel like that is a very accurate description of what is going on here. Hey, folks, if you can get me to 50 followers so I can become an affiliate, I will make an emote of log-based McElroy. Not McElroy, Macklemore. McElroy is something else. I saw the clip. I'm not a shade of my cloud husband and got McElroy on the brain. Macalog. Alright, so I wanna go down here, I guess. There should be here. What were we saying before? This is the worst timeline. I think it still holds. Did I break the poor boy? Did he not think I was gonna actually share it? No, no, no. I'm not buying. I'm not gonna buy my way to affiliate. It's all organic. This is all natural, baby. Horse, I don't... I think I've said this to you in the past, but like, you are the embodiment of chaotic neutral. Like, whenever I try and think about like what would a chaotic neutral like character do, I honestly just think, okay, what would Horst do? Oh, 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 oh. A knife! Pretty much. Alright. Okay, where the hell am I? I gotta go down here. So we'll do this. Scooby-Doo. Satisfying. He's both the little kid and the knife. That is very apropos. Kind of is, I guess. Oh, right. Thanks, Cobra. I know I can always count on you. I do love content in all its forms. What? Yeah, what? Yeah, I missed that comment. I would love a little bit more explanation on that. Why are we going back there? Ah, shoot. Guys, this, slightly too much. Slightly too much. This is why you can't be a mod. Yep. Whoop. Boop. Whoop. Boop. 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 I don't know. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Yeah. Do you guys have a keyboard or something for the emoji stuff? Or the ASCII emoji stuff? Gotta get me one of those. Oh, you're using a website? Makes sense. You're probably not on your phone. Stream decks are fun. Ooh. Yeah. I love to see one in action. It's one of those things that's like, it looks like a fun little toy, but I don't know if it's quite worth it. Oh, is this? No, it's not. Okay. I thought that might have been where I needed to go. Ooh. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, right. I forgot that they have a phone app. Do you just pay for the app, or is it like a subscription? Like a service? Ow. Where's this thing? Ow. It's free. Dog. Yeah, check that out. Jump on that. Ooh. I don't know what I'm doing, man. Almost. I think this is the spot. Shoot. Go like this. No, I can't go there. You know what? I'm supposed to go all the way back to the freaking beginning. Oop. Wouldn't be a platformer without platforms. Oh! Cobra, what are you doing? I'm scared to even ask this, but what are you doing? You know my schedule. You're part of the schedule. Alright. Oh. I hate this room. I hate this fungal cave. I will excuse you this once. I don't know what that was. Sorry. Alright, so this is where the good stuff is, right? Give me the good stuff! Well, that's fun. Everybody loves some good extinction coefficients. Alright, so I think at this point I just have the Phandrana drifts, and then wherever the other two things are. Hello. Have I seen this before? I have seen this before. Alright. Fungal Hall B. Quarantine B. Elite Quarters. Phase on processing. Alright, so this is where we go. Just a little too close for comfort. There's no way I'm getting out of here alive. I think I need to just go in these mushrooms. That sucks. Alright, I'll play nice. That wasn't the right way. What? What is going on? Yeah, I honestly, Cinderlin, I don't know the last time I've ever called you. Sorry. Nope, almost. Probably a camping trip, yeah, you're right. Or to get Kazoo Boy's attention. Ends up being a little bit easier. You don't like thermal mushroom scans? Okay, we're gonna go on the next one. And whoop. This is a missile station. I'm not opposed to that, I guess. Shoot, now I need to go over there, I guess. Haha. Aw. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. I think I like the thermal scan a little bit better. Maybe we did it wrong. All right. I do kind of love being able to get that just right, you know? Alright, let's figure out how to get the frick up there. Horace, when's the last time you died on a camping trip? It's fine. Back there. Oh, it's a save room. Alright. I mean, if you're a ghost, I'm a ghost. That's how the Notebook went, right? Alright, and now... anything good? Nothing good. Right beneath it? Need some lights. Alright. Then up there. Ah, now I'm putting 2 and 2 together. Here we go. Cool. Three and 2 together. That's good enough. It's close enough, right? I mean, 2 plus 2 equals 5 for large values of 2, right? Right, so at this point, I think... Yeah, it's just straight up through there. All right. Yeah. All right. It was a long way for an artifact, but we did it. Die, rebel scum. Alright, Phazon suit is so nice to not have to worry about any of the junk of Phazon. I can fall here and not feel like I'm royally screwed. Reach that one. Should be from here. Aw, you gotta be kidding me. How did I miss that? See ya. I'm not gonna mess with that. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. There was a shortcut. I'm so angry. Just beat me up. I'm fine. Whatever. I can't ever read these maps correctly. There's something somewhere. I don't know where. hear it. Hear it. How do I get in there? Just don't know. Definitely something. Can I go over the wall? Maybe I can go over the wall. Shoot. How do I do this? I know there's something down there. I can hear it. It's just this room. I don't see anything. Ooh. It wasn't down, it was up. It's funny. Alright. Was it worth it? I don't know. But we got it. Alright, so now we gotta get out of here. Always worth it? Alright, that's good. I mean, I think I'm going to appreciate 5 extra missiles. Probably by the end of this game. I gotta imagine that. And if nothing else, it helps with that completion percentage, right? We always like a high percentage on completion. How do I get out of here? How do I get out of here? What? I was hoping that I could go tonight without being eaten by a Metroid. You win some, you lose some. Okay, so I think I'm supposed to take the yellow up. Oop, there we go. Outrun the Metroid. Get out of my face. Oh, evidently going to another room nullified it. Not the room I wanted to go to. Works nonetheless. Alright, so go through the water thing again, but it's a little bit easier this time because I'm not going up, I'm just going down. Do. 2 in Phendrana. Phendrana? To give some of these artifacts back. So maybe let's see where we end up. If we're close to the Magmoor. Yeah, that's treasure room south. So we're going back into the ruins because we can fast track around the wreckage. Cinderlin, no, I did not say that. I don't know what I said. It was close to it, but it was not that. I'm scared for you to go back and try and clip it. Oh, I said if we were close to Magmoor. Magmoor Caverns. That's what I was saying. Gotta be quick. Quick with the clippage. Alright. I don't think we're going to be close to Phendrana. So there's that. Yeah, ironically, I think you can only get to Phendrana from Magmoor Caverns. Come on. Do a quick save. Even though we just saved, can't save enough. Saving is good. Oh. Alright, so we'll go back here. We'll hit the ship up. Yeah, I think let's just go back to the crater, deposit the artifacts, and see if there's anything new that comes up. We'll see if maybe we get more artifacts to scan. 'Cause I am pretty sure that there was just missing artifacts there. Easy, lemon squeezy. Alright. So I think... yeah, we're back at the landing site. Save. let's see if we can deposit some of these artifacts and then pop over to Fendrana. Actually, we might save that for next time. Let's see. Let's see if there's anything that pops up here. If we get a few more that's close by, maybe we'll quick do that. I know that this way has boulders. Is there anything interesting? No, it was... Oh, it was the other way? Let me quick go the other way then. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, we're good. Cool. Alright, so we deposit some. Ah, I missed this one. Okay. Fendrana Temple. Let's just read that one more time. Yeah, Fendrana Temple. Alright. And there should still be one more. One, two, three. Ah, I missed this one. Okay. Research room. Gosh dang it. I was just in there. Alright. Alright. We were close. I don't know how I missed those. No matter. We'll get them. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 that we're missing. But we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 or 8 today. Because we did 8. If there's 12. One was just sitting there. As soon as you get down to the... whatever. Clear. Well, I think we can probably do 4 next time. I think we might call it tonight. About 2 hours, so... Don't want to keep anyone past their bedtime. It's been super fun, guys. Thank you for hanging out. We are getting close to the end of this. I would say we've got maybe 2 streams. I think we can wrap this up in 2 streams. I like sleep, Cobra. I don't know about you. I like sleep. So probably 2 more weeks of this, and we should wrap this up pretty easily. So long as Metroid Prime doesn't give us too many issues. Issues. Like that. Graphic. It just happened. Animation. So, yeah. So, sleep cat on that. Sleep. Man, I'm a sleepy boy, man. I'm a sleepy boy. I'm a sleepy McElroy boy. I'm a sleepy Macklemore boy. See, I'm so tired. I need to get my rest. Folks, this has been super fun. Give me a follow if you haven't already to get alerts for when I go live. And I'll see you Monday. Monday we're playing Phasmophobia like normal. And we'll pick it up next Thursday with some more Metroid Prime. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. This has been super fun. I think we're going to call it. Thanks again. Have a great rest of your evening. Bye.